One of the things that's helpful to recognize when you're studying your Enneagram style, that your type, you are one type, and there's only 9 types in the world and there's billions of people, but you do your type in your own unique way. So it's helpful to unpack it. One of the ways to do this, and one of the ways to unpack your type of how it shows up for you, is to look at its idealization. So what does that mean? An idealization is a self-concept that we have that was compromised in early childhood in some way. So for a 1 on the Enneagram, the idealization is, I am correct and good. Okay, so in some way in their childhood, that aspect of reality was compromised, that there was some sense that I have to be good to be loved. I have to be right, and I have to be good. So everyone is going to idealize correct and good differently. So the question you can ask yourself is this, if you're a 1, is how are you correct and good? How does it show up in your life? And then ask it again to yourself, and you might want to do it in a journaling. How am I correct and good? Why is that so important to me? So for a 2, the idealization is, I am helpful. So every 2 is going to be helpful in a different way. And so to kind of unpack it for yourself, you might want to uncover, how am I helpful? And then ask it again. How am I helpful? How do I do this helpful thing? And you'll get more and more to the subtle gradations of your type. If you're a 3, is how are you efficient and successful? Because efficient and successful in your family of origin is going to look very different than efficient and successful in my family of origin. If you're a 4, is how are you unique and special? What was unique in your family? What is unique to your group of friends or your beloved partner early in your life? Because this is when the type structure gets formed, early on. If you're a 5, how are you wise? What does wisdom mean to you? How does it show up for you? And so there's this, ordinary knowledge for a 5 is, I have to get more and I have to get more. So you might want to say more of what? So there gets to be this avarice for attention, avarice of energy for the 5. So ask yourself, if you're a 5, how am I wise? If you're a 6, ask yourself, how am I loyal? How does loyalty show up for you? If you're a 7, how are you upbeat and okay? It might be for you that if my kids are okay, or if my partner is okay, or my dog is okay, then I'm okay. All right? Or it might be, I've got to be okay, or my house has to be okay, or my job has to be okay. But again, the idealization is, I'm okay. For an 8 is, how are you powerful and serving truth? Because again, your truth might be very different from your next door neighbor who's the 8, is how their truth shows up. So ask yourself again and again, how am I powerful and serving truth? And if you're a 9, the idealization is, I am peaceful and settled. So 9s, ask yourself, how are you peaceful and settled? What does settled mean to you? What are the subtle ways it shows up in your life? And when you start unpacking things like this, you start to get to the very subtle ways your type shows up in your life, and then you're able to access some capacity for inner observation with a little bit more clarity.